In fact, if you ask me personally, I wanted to be a fighter pilot.
I wanted to be a pilot.
Fewer organization with an aspiration value. Now there are aspiration values with more organization. Are you a cultural fit for the organization? That is you who decides, not we.
Hi everyone, welcome to the next episode of Unstoppable podcast. Today we have with us Gajendra Menon from NTT Data. He's the Senior Director, Global Talent Acquisition Team for NTT Data. He has been with NTT Data for 12 odd years. Thank you so much for accepting our invite and coming here.
Thank you, Ankit. It was my pleasure to be on this session. So thank you.
In the current generation, right, every year you hire in 4 digits or so. But this generation needs instant gratification. They have more expectations from the job, both in terms of growth as well as a salary, right? How do you manage their expectations at such a large scale?
Yeah, before than that, I'll put it as entity as an organization. So entity as an organization, if you look at it, I think the lot of similarities or common themes it is. I think the best part is all throughout my career, I was in organization which values not only the work, but it was like we spoke about people strategy. We spoke about how you go about managing people as such. So going back to a question in terms of how well do you do hiring in with the scale of things. If you look at it, when I over the say over my 12 years, we have so many acquisitions coming in, and then so many cultures coming in. But I think the best part here is, if you look at it in terms of your vision, your mission statement, or your objectives. So we are very clear on culturally, because every organization, if you look at it, should focus or fall back on their culture. So culture, how does the culture is built? Culture is built by the your vision, what you have, what you want to do, and I think that's where we were very clear. And I know in today's scenario where compensation plays a vital role, we were never go back and fall back on saying, hey, everybody is going the bandwagon, we will go. We said no. Our value system, our values are very clear. We always talk about values as such, because that value system always engages one's individual in terms of hiring from the market. And we were very clear as to how would we aspire individuals, not by just giving a job. We always talk about giving careers to individuals. So if you look at it in terms of saying, when we talk about as our statements as such, we say we are a global IT innovator, and so consulting and IT, these are the ones which things. So innovation is it's our DNA.
Yeah, right.
So that is where we have attracted people in a larger scale. When we are hiring people, I think people are aware. They look for career choices, what do we want to make. So we have flavors of it, and that's the reason. Yes, branding is one of the things which people say that because you're a brand, and Indian MNC has a brand, and we go back. No, as a brand, we are well known, across other parts of the world, but slowly that's also coming out, because you cannot actually obstruct or saying, hey, you have this challenge. No, that's an opportunity. I will always say that's an opportunity for us to take on.
Sure. And when you talked about, let's say, the brand, correct? When you go out in the market and you are trying to recruit, there are generally 3 stages, right? One is talent discovery, how you discover talent, right? Because there has to be a large pool. How do you engage them to build your brand so that they get to know more about you? And then how do you assess them? In these 3 typical domains, how have you been changing the standard processes, and what best practices have you been following?
Okay, in terms of if you look at it, let's take an example of a campus because that's
Sure.
where your life starts at. Okay,
Yeah.
and every organization they say we have some of the programs which talks about say campus to career or this we do have that. That's for everybody. We all talk about how we communicate, but what we do is differently in terms of year on year, right? We not only communicate, we inculcate that culture. Are you a cultural fit for the organization? That is you who decides, not we. Because we obviously will assess while at the time of interviewing and all, but you will come forward. So I think over a period of time we saw people coming in, people bring in the, applying for the jobs. So that was one. The second thing is we have two unique programs which we got it. One is called COE, right? So this is for the digital technologies which we work on. So this is primarily the digital technologies where we look at people in the third year itself, say 6 semester or so. So we give them that the knowledge, the imparting of the knowledge is given there, and for the people from in the digital technologies as such, and we have the first right of refusal as such.
Oh.
But it's not that. Usually, what happens? What's in every organization thinks what's in for me.
Correct.
We say no. We will give you the knowledge. We will train you up. We will put forth what you require, and then we get that first right of refusal. But you go and explore, because that's how
That's young talent.
that's a young
development.
talent, right? And then when you talk about there's another program which is the second one which I spoke about. That's basically it's called Headstart. Okay, so we keep primarily from the the demand which is there in the existing time frame. We train them on that. That will be done on the fourth year, and so that is, the name itself said Head Start. You before you're in the organization, you're trained on that specific demand technology which you will be getting in, and this is for the offered people, and then they come join the organization and they are future ready. So there you can just deploy it at them. So this is at a campus level, but yes, from a learning pathway as such, we do a lot of interventions in terms of we do firstly we use technology because we are a technology driven company, so we are among the top 10 IT firms in the world. So we use all the technologies. We have learning modules. We have entity learning institute itself, and there are a lot many things in terms of what we do. But we also do assessment in terms of how a person do it. There are self-assessment programs. We also check back and feedback. We have yearly employee service. We take back that, and then we not only do the technical learning programs as such, but we also do the non-technical, behavioral, cultural. These are all things which it's a bundle of things.
All of this at scale. That's more important.
Yeah.
How many universities, too many campuses, all of that at scale is what I think this, which makes this problem.
Yeah, I think the scale is because we are big, so I think that's where we have the appetite to consume as well as deliver. I think that's where we are good at, I would say.
Definitely, you would really want to look at the skills, right? The technical skills, which anyways you're developing. Outside of that, what are those 2 or 3 things that every student who's watching us should know before applying to NTT Data?
If you look at it, I would say skills is obviously skill is never ending, because we particularly we look at it today's niche will be tomorrow's generic, and tomorrow's generic will be today's niche. So skill we will this thing. The willingness is one thing which everybody looks at it, and you should look at it. Do you have the will? Do you have the appetite? Do you have want to be challenged?
Yeah.
Do you want to, do you want to be with the best of the class of professionals? Because if you look at it, number of years everybody's spent in, everybody's, there's hundreds years of experience if you look at it. So I think when you look at it, NTT as an organization, what you should be looking at, you should look for, with an open eyes, the opportunities which you have and the career progression you want to make. It's not that suddenly you something you want to do, but it's a holistic approach which I think every individual should look at it.
From the student's perspective, right? Now students have more choices as well, right? Let's say in the fourth year or in third year, second year, they also are going out in the market and trying to have those internships so that they can actually get more knowledge absorbed. From engineering student perspective, because that's broadly your market, what would be your advice to a 20-year-old Gajendra who is doing engineering in computer science?
Yeah, see, because what I would suggest is in terms of you are at a juncture because you're a young college graduate which you are coming out of a campus. So that's one thing which you'll always have that inquisitiveness in you.
Yeah.
But I would go a step back. These are your Gen Zs and millennials, where they are very clear in today's scenario. The earlier, if you would have said 20 years, Gajendra, being 20 years before or 25 years before, maybe I would have said what my parents would suggest, what my friends would suggest, what my this thing. So the Gen Zs and millennials are the ones which are like thinking about things which they want to do it and they want to they want to look at it things. So rather than I would putting it as an advice, I would say follow your dream. And when you say follow your dream, look at it. When you're saying computer science graduate, these days they don't want to do just get into a computer science graduate. They're saying, is there an AI? Is there, is there an RPA? So your robotic process automation. Are we doing something on that? So people are asking about it in terms of, no, I don't want to do just the coding. I said, but you have learned coding. So what I would suggest is in terms of have that clarity of thought, because over a period of your 4 years, what you're a computer science graduate which you would become, but what is your choice? What is your I would not say skill, because skill is obviously looking at it, but there are different flavors of technology or maybe the line of business which you want to go, or what do you want to explore, because in today's scenario, as you said today, 20 years of Gajendra will have the clarity as to where would I do, what I would do. That's the reason you're finding technologies like Java, because it's again fungible. You use wherever it is. There are many things. So Java is one thing. .NET or other area which we look at it. So these are all things which are like was the past, but now it's future. So that's why I say, if ask me, being in the talent acquisition space, you talk about Java, is it niche? I would say yes, it is niche, but to what? Is it generic? No, it is not generic for today. Yesterday it was. So I think that's where. But certainly you should look, have a clarity of thought. What do you want to do? How do you want to make a career? Because we always say we provide careers, not jobs, because jobs are momental for that period. We are looking at a career of individuals, who take it to the next level, and that's where we want our individuals to grow, and that is the reason we are taking a lot of efforts, a lot of initiatives in terms of talk about DE&I and talk about exploring opportunities and all that. We want to do that because we want to, those are all talented individuals are being explored, and every company is putting their best foot forward. But we say career is one thing which we can provide as an organization.
Yeah. Also, Gajendra, I want to go a bit personal as well, right? So, I mean, from day one, I'm sure you were you didn't want to go into human resource, or maybe you didn't want to go, or you didn't know where to go, right? Tell us just after graduation what you did and how did you land up in HR?
Yeah, in fact, if you ask me personally, I wanted to be a fighter pilot. Okay, so
I wanted to be a pilot.
yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Personally, I wanted to be a fighter pilot, and then I decided, no, I think I fiddle around with my eyes. I realized one day that I had a sunburn. I was playing around somewhere with the sun, and which usually as a kids. Then I said, hey, I don't think I fit in there. Then I said, can I become a pilot? Then I looked at it. Then I realized, no, I think what I'm good at. I was good at people. So honestly speaking, HR was not my a known subject as such. But I got into I got into something which I want to be with people. So I did the initial of bit kind of a little bit of marketing also in the career. But I said, yeah, but then I was not very inclined toward that. But I said something I want to be associated with people. And then I took the line of HR, specialized in HR and all. So that's where I took it. And then I'm happy in terms of then the. So, but as I, again, going back to my previous question, it's not about the skills, but it's about the focus what you have. What I want to be with people. What do I want to do with people? So I want to be with people. Yes, this is okay. You could be with people, being in communication also, right? Or giving in this. But I was very clear in terms of saying, okay, people, I want to help them out. I want to take them through the, to their life journey. And then I started my career as an HR journalist.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I moved into, over a period of time, I moved into acquisition, which people do it other way around.
Yeah.
But I thought maybe, I had the flair for,
The
flair
HR.
for the job. And I thought, that's
And
the
how,
best
how's
part.
the landscape of not HR? I mean, just the talent acquisition has changed. In last, let's say, 12 years since you have been managing NTT Data, how the landscape has changed?
See, landscape, if you look at it earlier from, I would say from the time where you send, maybe the postal letters to call in for a interview, or we had a very limited time frame of usage of internet because there were certain things and you had to plan things during that time. From that time now, even the youngest kid will play around on the emails and send across text. So that has changed, and primarily from a landscape is from the availability is still the dearth. People may say that yes, India with so many people, why don't we have the engineering graduates or specialized in areas, or say maybe for non-technical jobs the graduates or the undergrads and all that. But primarily the landscape has changed from leaps and bounds because the way we operate has completely changed. There were limitations on technology. Now there is no limit on technology. There was, fewer organization with an aspiration value. Now there are aspiration values with more organization. So, so I think that's where, from a landscape perspective, yes, overall landscape has completely changed with more robust processes, I would say. Larger organization, I think we all boast about. Otherwise, things are done, rigorously, diligently, the way it is done. And I think over year on year we do, and that's where I think we create a
Nice.
quite an impact. So.
Thank you. Last question from my side. Maybe 5 books, podcast, or movies that you want all students or the audience to go through.
See, I'm earlier I was quite a voracious reader, but with time I am not.
Any movies or podcasts?
Movies, I would say anything which is gives you motivation. It could be any movie. I don't want to be very specific on that, but any motivational thing. that not only boast your own aspirations, but I think you should look at it.
So maybe read or see anything that gives you motivation or gives you knowledge in different arenas. Thank you so much. Thank you,
Thank
Gajendra,
you.
for being part of this podcast
Thank you
and
very
accepting
much.
our invite.
Thank you very much. If you like this session, please like, share, and subscribe, and be unstoppable.